INEC have manifested more than ever before that they cannot be trusted, they are biased, they are compromised, and they cannot be a neutral umpire. INEC officials, youth corps members were caught yesterday with prepared result sheets even before the commencement of the processes leading to the election. A youth corps member was caught yesterday with 1 million naira in his bag, complete 1 million naira with a prepared results already. There was deliberate suppression of my votes in Lokoja and Kogi local government. This was deliberately done by Yaya Bello and the APC to make sure that even in their orchestrated arrangement, I don't come second, because they do believe that there will be a second ballot. And they believe that if there's a second ballot, I have tremendous influence and support in the central, and I can build an inroad in the east. So they will prefer any other person to come second who will find it difficult to have support in the central and in the west. So with these various malpractices that have bedeviled this election, I call for the total cancellation of this election. I call for a total repentance from INEC, where we will now conduct a credible poll. I am not perturbed, I am not worried, I am not disturbed. To the glory of God, I am okay. But it is just pathetic, and I sympathize with the people of Kogi State. I sympathize with the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and I weep for our country. I weep for generations yet unborn, that in the 21st century, you have an umpire, you have an INEC that is biased. You will be shocked, as I am, that after all the promises by Mahmoud Yakubu, that Mahmoud Yakubu cannot wash his hands out of this calamity. There is no way Yaya Bello and the APC will have access to sensitive INEC documents without the collaboration of the highest level in INEC. They had result sheets before the election. These result sheets are supposed to be in the CBN. They are sensitive materials that should not be tampered with. So how did APC gain access to ballot papers? How did they gain access to original result sheets? It shows that we have no INEC, we have no umpire, we only have an institution that is aiding fraud, that is aiding corruption, and that is aiding rigging.
Joining me now, the Labour Party governorship candidate in Imo State, Athan Achonu, Senator, to give us his assessment of the election in the state. Good to have you on our Rice News, Senator Athan Achonu.
Thank you, Rubens.
Well, Senator, before this election yesterday, during the stakeholders meeting, you actually protested that you wanted the resident electoral commissioner removed. You and Senator Samuel Anyanwu of the People's Democratic Party. It will appear as if you were already biased even before the election, that INEC will not act in line with the expectations of Nigerians expecting free and fair elections. So your rejection of what happened yesterday, is this a firm expression of your bias?
Ruben, honestly, I'm so disappointed with the conduct of the security agencies in our country. I'm completely disappointed. INEC chairman, we complained bitterly, and then the man really, to an extent, he really tried to, consider our fears and anxiety and try to put certain things in place. For example, he had guaranteed the upload of results. They assured us that collation would take place at the designated places, both at the ward level and at the local government INEC offices. And we insisted that where the INEC offices are not available, they should designate public places, not local government headquarters, where the government has total and complete control over access into the places. But we were shocked that not only they didn't even consider the use of beavers in the declaration of the results, because in 70% of the places, beavers accreditation was not used. And then we were shocked that the professor, a man who is supposed to be living above reproach, a man who is mentoring our youth, our leaders of tomorrow, can come out and be talking the way he did last night. But anyway, that's what we have become used to in this country. But having said that, INEC tried their best. And you know, when INEC is doing so, as they are working to perfect the process, the criminal elements who participate in the political process are also working very hard to do whatever they like to abort the process. You know, yesterday was a disgrace. It was a rape on democracy. You will see where you have there was voter apathy yesterday. So they now, and it was the military. I'm calling out the military. They are the ones responsible for this. Because after the bombing in Okigwe, after the burning of houses and shops in Nehime and Bano, we appealed to the GOC to please come out, do something, maybe have town hall meetings to assuage the people, make them understand that you are not here to kill them, but that you are here to protect the process. Even the general that was sent here, the General Lechenu, I even spoke to him. I appealed to him that it's very, very necessary. Because all the tanks people were seeing moving up and down. I mean, you come to a place where there has been peace over the years until this government came into place. And the killing started and the burning of houses. And then you have an election coming up. Then suddenly you have tanks moving all over the place after being bombed to extinction. You know, then you don't explain to them that those tanks are not there to kill them, that they are there to protect the process. How do you expect them to come out and vote? And then this morning, I was shocked, Ruben. As I was moving around, I drove around deliberately because I saw what was happening in the social media. I promised these people, the youths of this country, the youths of Imolites, young men who we are trying to make sure that their future is assured. I promised them. I went around all the local governments in the state, promising them that we will protect the process. Because I had been promised by the military, the police, the DSS, that this process, their votes, will be secured.
Well, Senator,
only for me to see what happened. You know, security agencies carrying ballot boxes, protecting APC officials, doing massive rigging. Journalists being beaten, and Arise people were thrown out of one compound where they saw people thumbprinting. Ruben, it's a shock. You know, just
well, Senator,
and they couldn't look me in the face.
Well,
you know?
Senator, for purposes of clarification, the resident electoral commissioner is a woman, Professor Sylvia Agu. It's Professor Abayomi Fashina, who is the state returning officer. And I think that's him there on the screen. But you came third, according to the results released. And you say you will challenge the outcome in court. What gives you hope that with the gap between you...
Well, Fashino didn't declare any result, Ruben.
Okay.
Fashino just came there to do their bidding. because we asked him to look at the IRF report, which belongs to INEC. That was what the Labour Party chairman was insisting on. I came first. Why? They allotted the results. Let me tell you what happened. Because they're afraid of me. So they now allotted the results. They were thinking that maybe they are going to go for a rerun. This, that. They allotted the results. We are not stupid. So when they allotted results, of course, definitely, they will allot more to, they didn't give me any. If you go through the IRF report, they gave us our exact votes. Then they shared the allotment between themselves and the other parties. You know? Okay, for example, a place where you have 42 in accreditation, they had 500 and something votes. I mean, it's crazy. Even in Obo, a place where you had 17, sorry. They gave themselves 700. So you see, you technically use the allotment to try to see whether they will bring up the PDP, so that if there's any rerun now, it will be between them and PDP, forgetting that this rerun will be based as a rerun. It will be based on actual votes cast and actual accreditation. We won the election clean and clear, so we are going to prove it in court.
Well,
hello, Ruben, are you there?
Yeah, I'm with you, Senator. You were saying that you expect that INEC will do the right.
Yes.
INEC has already announced results.
Yes, INEC.
So what is the right thing that you are expecting?
That was no result, Ruben. There was no result. That result is not backed by facts. We won in the field. What they did was they chased us out, we are PDP and Labour Party out of collation areas. They didn't collect at ward collation centers. They took all the results to local government collation centers. When they got there, they chased us out. They now rearranged the results. And then they arranged it in such a way that it will look like we came third. So why are we making noise? So that's what they want to tell Nigerians. How can Labour Party that came third now, how can they be making noise? Labour Party came first. APC came third. So we're going to prove it. The results are there. They already know. INEC chairman knows. He has access to the IRF. So Sylvia knows. You could see that Sylvia was very, very agitated. The way she was talking to that man, what's his name, the professor on television, the professor is so shameless. I'm sorry to say that. He was just shouting and shouting. It couldn't even make sense. He said, they reminded him that another professor, the woman from Futo, Oti, she was saying he dismissed it as if integrity doesn't mean anything any longer in our political process. It was so shameful.
So
we're going to prove it.
I take it, Senator Achono, that nobody should expect you to congratulate Senator Hope Uzodinma on the basis of the INEC results as announced.
How can I do that? How can I congratulate Senator Hope Uzodinma has, in fact, the electoral process does not mean anything to the man. Didn't you see that each time they wanted to rig anywhere, they hire him? When they wanted to go to Benin, they hired him. They wanted to go to Anambra to rig, they hired him. But the people resisted him. Now, even with his former commissioner of police, he rented his rigging master, commissioner of police, to Adamawa State. Immediately, the man concluded what he did in Adamawa. He brought him back. Even after he was transferred, he still held on to him. He used him to attack my convoy the last time, after beating up the NLC president. And then look at what they did to the chairman of my party last night. The goons belonging to they belong to the Attorney General of the state. They came in a public, that place was a public place. That place, INEC office, didn't belong to the Attorney General of the state. It belongs to INEC. They must explain to us who those goons were that beat up our chairman, party chairman, beat him up, bundled him out when he was protesting and making sure that he protected his rights as chairman of a political party over a political process. They punched him, beat him up, tore his clothes, and threw him out. locked him up. Meanwhile, the goons who attacked him are still walking free, even as I speak. I complained to the DIG this morning about it, how he allowed the man, the innocent, to be arrested while the guilty are walking free. That's what we are used to in Imo State. And that's what frightened the INEC staff, because the chairman did everything. He changed, I hear he rotated INEC staff. Even the last minute, INEC people didn't even know where they were going to be posted to. But when you are posted as an INEC staff, excuse me, you go to a place and you see police, DSS, working on behalf of government, trying to pervert the process. What do you do? Because if you don't, this is a state where they have been killing so many people. It doesn't matter where you come from. They will behead you. They will kill you. Gulak was killed here. So many people have been, the mortuaries are littered with dead bodies. You hear about the killing. You know where people don't move around in the night any longer. And then you come. They tell you, this man is working with government. You don't have a choice. You must do their bidding. One of them called me last night. He was crying on the phone. I said, who are you? He explained who he was to me. And that he witnessed something horrible in Olo. And that he cried out when he came out from the location. He reached out to one of our members, one of our members. He reached out to him that he was trying to reach me. He's called me several. I couldn't take his call. And look, this is what he saw. He can't keep quiet. He's tired of this. I told him to put it in writing. He did. So I'm calling on all Imolites, all Nigerians, please. We have to start somewhere. The place is stinking. The only confidence I had before now was that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, having been a Democrat, he was in the streets for June 12th. I don't believe he can associate himself with characters like this. What is party? We are all Nigerians. He should make sure that the right thing is done in Imo State. It's not late. Something has to be done. This man can't stay another 4 years. This place will be a wasteland. He has to do something. It's very important, please.